Hi everyone, it's Niamh here and welcome to my studio. I'm so excited to be asked by Bev to come back and do face-to-face classes in November and December this year. So I've known Bev for a long time, been doing lots of classes for her last year and this year, and unfortunately due to COVID we've had to change how things look, but on the 14th of November I will be back in her brand new classroom, which I'm really looking forward to. So what I'm going to do today is, I know you've got a viewing day on Saturday. Unfortunately, I'm going to be teaching an online class that day, so I'm not able to come along and have a chat to you and show you what we can be doing. But I did want to take you through some of the projects that we're going to be doing in upcoming classes, face-to-face. And I also want to take you through the online classes that are available as well. So obviously face-to-face classes kind of limited at the moment to people who live in Tasmania, which makes it a very small amount of very talented artists to play with. But the online classes are available not only to anyone who lives locally but worldwide. So currently I have got students in our online classes from the US, from Israel, from the UK, Netherlands, Canada, all across Australia, New Zealand, all over the place. So it's an absolute joy to be able to teach people from all across the world. So I'm going to take you through the online classes and what you can get from those, and then I'll talk about our face-to-face class that we're going to be doing as well. So one of the benefits of online classes is you get to do it in your own studio. You know your stuff, you know what you love working with, and it takes the pressure off somewhat. It is a little bit tricky to sort of get your head around watching a screen while you're creating, but the best thing about it is you can stop, you can start, you can pause, you can take your time. If you don't understand something, you can go back and watch it again, so you complete the process. The other brilliant thing about it is you've got lifelong access to those videos, so you can go back and watch it as many times as you need to be comfortable with the techniques. The way I put the online classes together is they're through a private Facebook group. So once you book into the class, give me about 48 hours due to work and getting the information and so on. You will get a link sent to you either through Facebook or from my email, which you go into, and I will approve you into that group once I've got clarification that you've paid and you're supposed to be in that group. And once you're in that group, this is your private classroom. So you've got people that have all done the same course. You can see samples of their work that they've posted. You can see all the work I've posted. Not only do you get the class, which is usually about 3 hours long, but I like to put in a few extra bonus videos. One thing I always do in all my classes is about 2 weeks before the live class, I actually do a supplies list video to actually break down what supplies that you need or what supplies you can use. So you may not have the same stuff as me because you've got different stuff in your studio, but I try and make it as easy as possible for you to substitute in whatever you've got at home. I'm active in those groups as well, so if you've ever got any questions or need anything clarified, you can certainly pop in and ask those questions, and I'll get back to you straight away. So we've got beautiful classroom communities and the most fabulous art is being created. One of the things that I stress in all my classes, whether face-to-face or online, is mixed media in itself is unique. So you are never going to be able to create a carbon copy of my work because you don't have the same materials as me. You know, you're not going to have the same collage materials, you're not going to have the same paint colors and so on. So what I do, or what I strive to do, is teach you the techniques, teach you how to problem solve so that you can create something that you're really, really happy with. And we've had some really great feedback and lots of very happy students, which has been phenomenal. So thank you all to those people who have participated in classes. So what are the classes? What can you do? The online classes are $25 Australian dollars. All the classes are you can access immediately as soon as you've been approved. All the information's in there, apart from the one that I'm doing this Saturday, but that will be available as as soon as the class is over, you can access that. So the very first class we did was one called Painted Journals. I paint your own art journal cover. So basically it was creating some really great abstract mark making onto your art journals to make them unique to you. Now, the one I did in class was on a Dilutions cover. This is on one of her hardback covers, on one of the little Dina Wakley covers. So again, you didn't have to do a particular project. You could work with what you've got to create your own individualized little art journal cover. So that's the online class, which is called Painting Your Own Art Journal. The second class, unfortunately I don't have a sample, but those people who are going along to Bev's on Saturday will actually see the class sample, because I've actually got it there for people to have a look at. Is called Creating Your Own Whimsical Art Muse Dolls. So these are amazing 3D little dolls that you can create. In the class you learn all about creating collage matrices, so your own collage papers that you can tear up and use in lots of different ways. So an art muse doll looks something like this. So you've got a stand, you've got your doll, you've got your head, you've got wings, and so on. So this is not quite the same as one I've created in class, but it's the same technique. So again, you can take what you've done and go in lots of different ways. And the lovely thing about the class was we had some people creating them on canvases. So this is the same techniques, just done in a different way. And one that particularly blew me away, because I can't sew, is one of the ladies actually took the ideas and took the inspiration from it and actually quilted her own art muse doll. So again, take the ideas and run. I'm just there to inspire you to create what you need to create. The third class we did, and probably one of the most popular classes that we've done so far, is doing magazine collage. So very much in the style of Tisha Moore, if you look her up on Google, or Di Reevely. So looking at taking magazine collages and doing lots of crazy things with them and making them really unique. So in that class I teach you how to do 4 different background techniques in your art journal. I take you through a complete how to do the magazine collage. One of the extra videos that you get is actually me going through magazines and showing you how to cull images and looking at images in a different way to think what's good, what's not. So I ended up with lots of different pages for this journal. So I got carried away. So you can see all the different styles, and pieces that you can do. So just trying to find the others. Yeah, so back here, so these type. So one of the other things we learned, not only how to do the collaging, but how to do the lettering as well. So that's what else we do. So that's a very full class, lots and lots of stuff to do in that class. The next class we're doing, and this kind of leads into the face-to-face class, because this was actually originally going to be my next face-to-face class before classes got cancelled. So it's called Using Faces in as a Large Focal Image in Your Art Journal. So for those people who have followed me for a little while, know I'm a Dina Wakley tragic. Love Dina Wakley. I love using her really big collage tissue faces. So that's what we're exploring in this class. But we also explored how to do some really cool backgrounds and how to draw our own images. So how to create your own images. So we actually do some face drawing and talk about the proportion and face mapping. As I said, we did some backgrounds. I actually do a fair amount on colour theory too, so I explain a little bit about colour theory and how it all works together. We also talk about how to paint your images, how to make them unique to you. One of the other techniques that we did in this class was playing with texture pastes and gloss sprays or dye sprays and so on to create some really funky images too. So the in-class version of this, we're going to be doing similar stuff. It is going to be different from the online class, but we are going to be looking at some drawing of faces. We are going to be looking at how to incorporate faces, and we're going to be particularly looking at the Dina Wakley faces to do that. There's two parts to this. So in the first class is called Faces 101, so that's sort of just the basic faces and doing the backgrounds and so on. The second class is going to be again exploring how to draw some faces and do some different stuff with it, and incorporating faces in a more 3D way, so creating some frames for them and so on. So this piece that I did here isn't quite what we're going to be doing in class. This piece is inspired by an amazing artist called Megan Wisner-Quinlan, who's on Instagram, but looking at the ideas of framing up our faces is what we're going to be looking at. So I don't have a sample of it at the moment, so this is the closest I've got to something similar we're going to be doing in class. So that's the face-to-face classes that will be held at Bev's on the 14th of November. So I'll get more information on that in a minute. The next online class, this is the class that's actually happening on Saturday, so at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, is called Art Journaling Hidden Secrets. Again, my samples are at Bev's, but I just wanted to show you quickly the types of things that we're going to be doing. So one of the things that we're going to be doing or talking about is how to do some image transfers and to incorporate those into our page. The other type of artwork we're going to be doing is hiding our secrets. So doing lots of writing and journaling and spilling our guts and then painting over it, incorporating it into art journals so that we've got it all in here, but you can't necessarily see it. So it's all hidden away. It's our hidden secrets. This is a class I'm really passionate about because art journaling to me, apart from practicing my practice and, you know, having lots of fun with playing with inks and paints and all those sorts of things, I find it's a great way for my mental health, for my well-being, because I can come in here and if something's really bothering me, I just work in my art journal. And sometimes I write and paint over it, and sometimes it's just the colours I choose. So one of the things that we've already done in our little classroom is talked about the colours of emotion and which colours resonate for us. So I know for me, when I pick up a particular colour, something's probably bothering me in the back of the brain, because that's usually the colour I pick when something's sort of just niggling at the back of my brain. So it's really funny how our brain works subconsciously. We don't really realise it until we start to reflect on it. So this class is all about sort of finding different ways to hide things on our pages. And also a lot of that mindfulness mark making type backgrounds as well. So lots and lots of fun. It doesn't necessarily need to be about the well-being aspect of it. It's still lots of art journaling techniques that are really handy that you can apply to lots of different ways. So those are the online classes that are available at the moment. So the 5 online classes available through Bev's Crosscrafts. You can go and book it online. Remember, 48 hours-ish, and I will send off the link to you so you can access the classroom. All 4 of those classes are available right now, and you've got access to all the materials in it. The Hidden Secrets one that I've just shown you will be available. All the materials will be available after. Sorry, if you book in before Saturday, you can see the live and communicate, and we can chat while we're doing the class. But if you book after Saturday, all the materials will be there for you to access straight away. For the in-class person, so this is if you're a Tasmanian able to go to Bev's Crosscraft to do the class on the 14th of November. The in-class classes are more expensive than the online classes. So it's $55 for each class, or if you do both of them, it's $100. Now, the reason for that is you are getting a kit with all the stuff that you need in it. There's class supplies that will be supplied. Obviously, we've got all our COVID plans in place and so on. We'll talk about that on the day as well. But as a bit of a bonus, you will also get access to the Faces online class as well and have access to that. So it does cost a little bit more, but you're getting your kits, you're getting access to the online classes as additional resources for you to access on the day too. So you'll get lots and lots and lots of support, because I know people they love faces, they want to draw faces, but it's really tricky and you need time to practice it. And sitting in a 3-hour class doesn't give you enough time to actually work on your craftsmanship. So if you've got something you can go back and refer to, I think that's really, really important. The last little sneak peek is my next class that is going to be released soon, and is in a slightly different format. It's going to be an online class, but it's all going to be pre-recorded, so it won't be live. We won't be able to have a live conversation during class time, but I will still be active in the group and be able to answer questions and so on. So this is a class that is all about making an interactive paper cut spread in your book. It's an 8-page spread, which is all hand cut, which is why I have divided it up into small little videos that will give you time to do that. Because if anyone's tried paper cutting for a long time, you'll know, particularly your wrist really knows about it. So it's not something you can sit down and do straight for 3 hours. So already there's 9 videos, 10 videos I think already recorded for that class. I've just got 1 or 2 more to finish off before I'll publish that class. But this is the class that we will be completing. Let's try and get it right. So there's 8 pages to this spread, based on a rainbow theme. So again, all of these pages are individually hand cut, so no scan and cut or anything like that. So I take you through the steps, all the tips and tricks on how to create, how to plan, how to get this to fit together. And again, you'll get the plans for this page, but you can adapt it in any way, shape or form that you like. So this is going to be hopefully released in the next 2 weeks. And as soon as you book into this class, you have access to all the materials. You don't have to wait for the live class to take place. You will have access to this straight away. So that's what's happening in the world at Bev's Crosscrafts and for Niamh. If you've got any questions, please contact me. You can find me on Niamh's Art Journal on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram under Niamh Baly. You can find me on YouTube under Niamh Baly. If you go to my YouTube, please like and subscribe. We've got nearly 11,000 subscribers on there, so we're getting very close to 11,000. But please contact me if you've got any questions and would like to find out more. That's what I'm here for. I want to help you explore your creative side and have lots and lots of fun. The last little point before I go, because I know I've been talking for a long time now, is while I do a lot of this stuff in art journaling, all the techniques I teach you can be applied to lots of different art crafts. So as I said, the Whimsical art dolls, we had a quilter there. He quilted something. I know people who have done some of my background classes and done some of the art journaling pages have applied that to their scrapbook pages, particularly with mixed media scrapbooking. A lot of the designs can be shrunk down to do the front of cards. So I totally understand that for a lot of people, mixed media and art journaling seems a little bit scary, a little bit, oh, I'm not sure about this, but it's not. Mixed media is fantastic because it's using what you have got. So I don't know if you can see with my mess behind me, but I've got stamps, I've got my embossing powders, I've got my scrapbooking papers. That's mixed media. I just mix it all together. So I love it because basically mixed media is using what you've got in whatever form you want to do it. So I hope that you come and join me on my online classes, and for those of you who are able to, I really hope that you come along and join us in our face-to-face classes. It's so exciting that we can actually get together and celebrate and create together once again in these weird times that we have. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, bye for now.